Magdalena Carmen Frida Kahlo Calderón, or Frida Kahlo, is considered one of the most important artists in Mexico. She was born on July 6 in 1907. She lives with her family in the Blue House in Mexico. Her father is Guillermo Kahlo, and her mother is Matilde Calderón. She has three sisters, Matilde, Adriana, and Cristina. Frida Kahlo had a complicated childhood because she contracted polio at the age of 6, and she had to be bedridden for more than 9 months. This disease caused some complications for Frida, especially in her right leg and right foot that grew up thinner than the left side. Because of this problem, she decided to wear long skirts to cover her legs. Her father encouraged her to practice sports and do more things, so they have a very close relationship. Frida attended the National Preparatory School in Mexico, and in this school she met Diego Rivera, who is a famous Mexican muralist. On September, Frida was in a bus with her friend Alejandro, and they suffered a traffic accident. The bus collided with a street car. A steel handrail impaled her through her hip, her spine and pelvis, a fracture, leaving her with a great physical and psychological pain. She had to stay in the hospital for several months, so to kill the time, she decided to start painting. After a year, she had her own first self-portrait. Frida said, "I paint myself because I am often alone and I am the subject I know best." Her parents support Frida all the time. They made special easels for her to paint. In 1928, Frida and Diego Rivera got married. Because Diego's works, Frida had to move to different places all the time. Frida started to add more realistic and surrealistic in her painting style. For example, she painted the Henry Ford Hospital, where we can see how Frida tried to express her feeling about her second miscarriage. Frida had an exhibition at New York Gallery. She was friends with artists like Pablo Picasso and Piet Mondrian. Frida painted one of her most famous paintings, The Two Fridas. With the pass of the time, she continued suffering health problems, and she painted a portrait named as The Broken Column. She did it to show the constant pain that she felt. In 1950, she was diagnosed with gangrene in her right foot, and she had several surgeries, but she continued painting. In 1953, she had a solo exhibition in Mexico. Despite of her limited mobility, she celebrated the exhibition in bed. Few months later, she had to accept a surgery to amputate her right leg to stop the gangrene. She suffered depression and she had an inclination for suicide. After her 47th birthday, she died for a pulmonary embolism. For me, Frida Kahlo is a person who inspires me to fight in my life. She suffered several problems, but she was like a warrior. She could face all the adversities that she had. In one of her phrases, she said, "Feet, what do I need you for when I have wings to fly?" So she gives me the message that there isn't an obstacle when you want something with all your heart. She wanted to paint, and she did it, even when she had not a leg. So I understand that the adversities don't mean that you cannot do it.